And for more of what China wants in the Middle East and how their presence is developing with time, I want to bring in Professor Ma Xiaolin, professor at Zhejiang International University and long-time journalist who has spent several years covering the geopolitics of the Middle East and has lived all over the region. Professor Ma, thank you so much for joining us. Now, you spent time living in Israel and the Gaza Strip between 1999 and 2002, when the situation went from extremely optimistic as far as peace prospects and then soon quickly turned into a situation of major violence on both sides. Now, what was it like working with both the Israelis and the Palestinians during that time, trying to navigate your way through the region?
Thank you for your invitation for this program. Really, I used to be correspondent of Xinhua news agency in Gaza Strip. Our first Chinese correspondent lived there for 3 years. Of course, I think the worst problem for you or for your two sides, I think that there's two main reasons. Firstly, I think that the Israeli environment of security or strategic security is not bad. It's hard for you to decide how to divide this Jerusalem, because Jerusalem is the holy city for Arab world, for Islamic world. Secondly, for example, I think that the border division is easy, and West Bank or even the Jordan River Valley controlled by which side is easy, but the problem is the refugees, you know. Right now, there are more than 5 million Palestinian refugees outside Palestinians, and inside the population more lesser. So who have the right to decide the refugees outside can return or not return?
Now that the US is starting to scale back their presence in the Middle East, do you think that this will now make room for China and we'll see them want to strengthen their political and security footprint in the Middle East?
So many Middle East countries look forward on China to be more big player in the region, including Israel and the Palestinians. But actually, I think China is still weaker and as a big giant to replace American. Totally, China is weaker, less so much than United States. I think in economy and military and diplomacy. So I think China in Middle East, even the Middle East countries need China more and more, and China could not run up so quickly. China is learning to be a big player in Middle East, because Middle East it's a new place for China.
Okay, I want to take a look at the Syrian civil war now, because Iran and Russia were allies when this first began and with their involvement. But now the two parties are at loggerheads over who has a bigger presence. But where does China fit into all of this? I mean, are they willing to step in, considering the economic presence to be gained by assisting in rebuilding Syria and therefore also gaining access to the Mediterranean Sea?
Mm-hmm. Yes, as we know, China has no direct interest in Syria. China did something in Syria, firstly, I think, to help Russia, because we have a special relationship, as you know. Second one, China want to keep Syria united and stable and growing up economically. And Russia and Iran and even Turkey has no money. China has money, really. China has so many the experienced companies to build this country. I think in the future, in the rebuilding or reconstruction, China would be play a very important role for Syria.
Okay, Professor Ma Xiaolin from the Zhejiang International Studies University, thank you so much for your insights. It's been a pleasure having you join us today.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
See you next time.